We're in Spokane. We're here for Memorial Day weekend, and we came here because they're opening for phase 2, which is faster than Seattle's moving right now.
Well, it makes a lot of sense since we're 5 hours away from the nearest big city, the size of, you know, in the millions, which is only Seattle in our state, and this is the biggest city on the east side of the state, so we're next to Idaho.
Exactly, and neither of us have ever spent time in our adulthood here in Spokane, so it's like coming to a new town, and we're actually pretty excited to check it out and do a road trip fairly close to home, but still very different from what we've seen before.
And we cracked the code because we realized that RV resorts are open, unlike actual hotels and so on. And here we are, and our room is actually there.
So RV resorts tend to also have camping, so there's camping sites and also cabins, and so we don't have an RV, so we're here to stay in the cabin. And we just got our key, so let's go check it out. Might need the key again.
No, it's open.
Is it?
Yes. There you go.
Ah, that's cool. I like that.
You got a bunk bed.
We got bunk beds, we got a big bed. Yeah, so this is our little rustic cabin for the next 3 nights. We extended it. So yeah, we're here for 3 nights. It's, you know, pretty basic, but this is all we need. And, you know, no linens included, but it's fine. We just brought our sleeping bags. It'll be kind of like camping, but just without the hassle of setting up a tent and having a roof over our heads.
And there's a comfortable bed if you're a fussy sleeper like me. And there's a heater if we need it. So it is definitely one up from a tent.
AC, isn't it? And then heat, I think, is down.
Yeah, we got both.
Yeah, we got a fan even. So yeah, this is really cute, really cool. The attendants when we checked in were just like reiterating that everything had been newly cleaned, everything smells really clean, so they're doing a really good job of maintaining the sanitation, so we don't really feel nervous, or at least I don't, about staying here.
I don't feel nervous at all because I've been checking the stats, and in this whole part of the state there are just a few cases a day at best, and in all of Idaho there's like 2 a day at this point, so there's nothing really to worry about when you do the math. Think about the stats and the chance is basically 0.
And for us, you know, we've been, you know, sheltering at home for several months now, so we're not worried that either of us has it. We haven't come into contact with people in, sadly, a very long time, so I think that we're fine ourselves.
Right, and this is in fact the first day these cabins open right here, so we have them first, and that way there's nothing in them that can be a danger.
So we packed a little lighter this time around, just an overnight bag, and obviously camera gear. Camera gear's in here, and we'll explain the camera gear later on in a separate video. But yeah, here's the sleeping bags that we brought. I'm so incredibly excited to be on another trip, even if it's just to Spokane.
This is the 4th trip we're in actually. We've been making trips anyway, but this is the farthest we've gotten. Now we're gonna go to downtown Spokane and figure out what the city is all about. It's actually not a small city. It's a decent size and there's a lot to do. We need food. We haven't eaten much other than a half omelet in the morning. So it's food time now.
Wait, here you are.
Thank you. Alright, we got the bag and we're in Spokane Riverside Park. And that's a nice place. So we can emerge from the lockdown. Let's see what we got here.
Just live seeing any area and much.
Here's the Spokane River and we're in the Riverside Park. It's big actually. It's their main downtown place. It was interesting because downtown looks nearly abandoned right now since nothing is open. However, the park is flourishing.
So that's pretty close to our downtown. Seattle's the same way right now.
Turns out it's downtown that's not essential. Haha. The gold.
Good call. Yes, we are still doing this part of protocol.
Gotta do it. Even though there's 3 cases here a day, you don't want it to be you. It's made for sauce.
Alright, let's see. This is the Rode Video Mic Pro. There's so many of these. And we have a little, or a big muff on it.
That's the one I call the Schlong Macro.
Yes, you could call it that too, I guess.
Sounds like the waterfall is directly under us, so we're about to find out what's the deal. It's big. Wow, this water is moving very fast. Serious rapids. river is huge.
It's really big and it's fast flowing to the point where if you fell off and got stuck in this, I don't know, good luck. I don't think it would be a good thing. I think it'd be really bad. But it's also really cool that this is so close to downtown. You can walk here from downtown, so that's impressive.
I've never seen rapids this big anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's right in the middle of the city, yeah.
And it's very fast flowing, very.
It's very wide as well. My wide angle can't even span the whole thing.
So cool. Like in this case, I'm kind of like doing like what you normally do of like, you get so absorbed by water, just the movement of water. You just want to keep shooting like different frame rates, different angles. It's mesmerizing. It really is.
So we just showed you the river. Turns out it's basically just half of it, because right here there's another massive half of it. Inspiration point.
You know that has to mean that there's something good to go there. So yeah, let's go. Oh, people coming. We'll wait.
You gotta wait because of the Rona.
The what?
The Rona.
Is that the new name?
It's been a name.
Danger. Water levels change rapidly. I'm sure they do. Scary.
Oh, the inspiration point gets you to the middle of the river.
Exactly. Here, yeah, this is going to be one of our best views, I think.
Wow. Epic. The roar again.
We're approaching a footbridge to go across the falls, much lower I think than that other one that we were on, so that should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, let's see, we'll get a cool view here. The wide angle is gonna be nice.
Yes.
Susie looks like a tourist, but it's all camera gear.
I look like a tourist?
Yes, with a backpack.
Well, I'm not trying to.
So here's a map of the Riverfront Park, and it's large. You see how it spans. So we are just standing right here on this piece of land, and that's where the river has split in two already, and then it splits in two more. So this is actually crazy. We've been noticing there are a lot of beautiful buildings in Spokane, like this brick building here. It's a classic, and now they've converted that partially into a restaurant right there, and it's right next to the waterfall.
So this is the old flour mill. There's a sign outside that says that, yeah, it's been here for a long time, and luckily they've restored it and people still come here, but for different reasons.
The classic nice restaurant is closed today, but we'll find something else for tonight. We found the bridge that's actually open, so let's see this. far very impressed with the park in Spokane.
It's massive and it's so close to this really rushing river, but there's also a calmer side of the river here. So you can get kind of the best of both worlds and still have a city nearby.
Yeah, so you can take a look how here it comes down completely. We happen to be under a bridge, but, and mind you, we are downtown. So yeah, we're exploring more of the heartland of the USA, 5 hours inland, which is still in the little corner of the country because of how huge it is. And there's so much to explore in this country. You don't even have to leave it for decades or ever if you wanted to. It looks like we're finally about to discover how wide the river actually is, because it all converges here. Until now it's like, oh, what a huge river. Wait, that's a quarter of it. No, wait, it's a half of it. No, wait, it's a quarter of it. And it really is big. So it splits in two here. But you can see here, GoPro from so far can barely span it with the wide angle. And this explains why the river is so fast on this side, because there's a dam really. They're constricting it. So right after here it speeds up a lot. And from here the rapids are brutal.
Cool. Not quite as cool as down there, but we found the bottom of the falls. They're right here.
Yeah, they're big. And there's a little, what is this thing called? A cabin car.
Cool. So you can go in a little cabin car across the way and see the falls up close, which is pretty cool.
This is the shot right here with the wide angle. Overlooking all of Spokane, and it's down the valley that way. You can see what the geography is like here.
The weather got a lot colder up here, and the air feels really crisp though. It's like nice mountain air, and there's a lot more trees, so it's another really great outdoor escape that's not too far from town.
Yeah, and it is like on a plateau, so the entire time you have a vista, like a panoramic view. This is great. Right here is the city view, which on a wide angle looks far, but it's actually pretty close.
And there's like nobody up here.
That's true, we're just alone. That never happens in Seattle.
And it's a great temperature. It's not too hot, but it's not too cold.
It's comfortable.
So we drove around looking for yet another view of the city, and we got to this neighborhood that reminds us a lot of Portland and even parts of Seattle, like Queen Anne. It's like up in the hills.
Yeah, this definitely has all the views and is the wealthier part of town.
Well, we found the Botanical Garden. It seems like things like the Japanese garden and some of the other ones are closed, but the Botanical Garden is open. Ooh, bird. And we're discovering or laughing at a lot of the names of some of these plants. This one is called Pasque flower, Pulsatilla vulgaris. But yeah, this is gorgeous. There's so many flowers and plants, and like no people here. It's very easy to social distance. But there's this one in particular that when you crush it,
it's called a lemon
like
balm.
Lemon balm, yeah. It smells so good.
Dwarf lady's mantle.
Interesting.
Somewhere here is a trail right here, so you can go through all the flowers. This one's called a creeping phlox. It sounds like a disease.
Creeping phlox.
Wow. So here life is coming back to normal in Spokane actually. The hotels are open, the bars are open, the restaurants are open, people are out.
Everyone's just had it. We're ready to just get back to normal.
Yeah, and we just enjoyed that. It took 5 hours to get away from the city. Well, actually there still is a concern, but here, if you look at the data, there isn't. So it's really the right decision to open now.
So we just had our birthday dinner. We had it at a pizza spot here in the University District of Spokane, and they opened 2 days ago. So we got super lucky to be able to sit down, have a normal dinner.
Yeah, it was amazing right on our birthdays, and I had a beer and pizza, and there were people. How amazing is that? Things are coming back to normal, and the summer is about to begin. Things are looking up.
There were just a few differences, like the employees were wearing a mask, and the tables were spaced apart, and you had to access your menu via a QR code scan on your phone, but other than that, it felt like normal.
And the bathroom was all automated, so we don't have to touch anything. It's great.
That's true.
So yeah, things are coming back to normal, and hope is back.
There's hope.